Alright, quick video here to show you how to use the automated assessment system for submitting your programs and having them graded automatically. So the programs will be posted on Canvas. They're called ODPs, one-day programs, but you can also find a copy of the current assignment under /temp/readme. In this case, we're going to work on ODP 201. It's an initial test. And your goal here is to just write a function named sum that takes two integers and returns their sum. Now, in most cases, when we write a function like this, we're going to link it into what's called a test bed. This is a compiled main program. You don't have the source code for this. You simply compile your function, link it with this test bed, and that gives you an executable program that you can assess. So let's go ahead and try this. So I'm going to make my function sum.c, and let's suppose initially that I've got some mistake here. I'm multiplying my two numbers instead of adding them. Okay, so I'm going to build my executable. I'm going to call it main. I'll link in the test bed and my function. There's my main program. To assess it, I just say assess main. And you used to be able to just say assess main, but now you also need to submit your source code. So assess takes two arguments, the executable program and the source code file containing the source code you wrote. And this is really important, so put your name in here, put in some comments, and so on and so forth. So start the assessment system. There's a help menu up here. You can also type H to re-get the help. So the main thing you'll do is do a question mark to see what tests are available. And then you can say T, put in the name of a test, and get the results. And as you can see here, two of my tests failed pretty miserably. The third one told me that there were no differences. So test 3 is actually adding 0 and 0, so multiplying gave me the same result. Okay, important thing to note here. For the early ODPs, the main program is actually giving you some useful information. Things that begin with a less than sign are coming from your version of the code. Things that start with a greater than are coming from the correct version of the code. And you can see here what's happening. My program was trying to add 12 and 23, but instead of getting 35, it got 276. So that's a hint to help you figure out what's wrong with your program. But in general, do not count on that. Assess is not a debug tool. Assess is a grading tool. And it does not intend to give you useful feedback to help you figure out where your problems are. That's part of what you're trying to develop as programmers, is the ability to debug your code, to come up with good test cases and so on. So other than these early ODPs, don't count on Assess giving you information where your problems are. Use it just to do a grade of your final version of the code. Okay, so I've got a problem here. I'm going to exit the assess function. I'm going to go into my sum function. I discover that I should have added my numbers. So I'll change that. I'll recompile. I'll reassess.
You have an email.
And in this case, I believe, well, I'll try test 1. That works fine. I believe all my tests will work fine. I'll just use the A command, assess everything. Hey, it came out no differences detected. Great. One more thing I have to do. I have not recorded my grades in the gradebook yet. You have to use the G command. G actually submits your code for grading. So say G, I get back 10 out of 10 on all 5 tests. I'm done. If you don't use the G command, your grade is not recorded in Canvas. You gotta say G. Okay, don't forget to do that. Once that's done, I can just say X, exit out, and I'm good to go. All right, that's the basic setup. Hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.